In the past, when we had no technology to study the brain, we would observe through behavior. When a part of the brain was damaged, we'd observe how the behavior of that person changed.
Today we have many more forms of technology to help us study the brain and its functions.
An electroencephalogram, or EEG, is an amplified recording of the waves of electrical activity that sweep across the brain's surface. These waves are measured by the electrodes placed on the scalp. Researchers record these waves through a shower-like cap that's filled with electrodes covered in gel.
A positron emission tomography scan, or a PET scan, is a visual display of brain activity that detects where a radioactive form of glucose goes while the brain performs a given task. Similar to a radar, they show which parts of the brain are most active or using the most glucose while performing different activities. Today we use a lot of magnetic resonance imaging, or MRIs. An MRI is a technique that uses magnetic fields or radio waves to produce computer-generated images of soft tissue. MRI scans show brain anatomy.
While performing an MRI, the patient's head is placed in a strong magnetic field which aligns the spinning atoms of brain molecules. Then a radio wave pulse momentarily disorients the atoms. When they return to their normal spin, they emit signals that provide a detailed picture of soft tissue. Today we're going to be doing a functional MRI on the brain of a normal person. A functional MRI is a technique that reveals blood flow and therefore brain activity by comparing successive MRI scans. This technique relies on the fact that cerebral blood flow and neuronal activation are coupled. When areas of the brain are in use, blood flow to that region also increases. Next, we're going to be doing a functional MRI on the brain of a criminal. Criminal minds are often different than the average person's. Therefore, their functional MRI scan will show up differently because of the different ways their brains function.
My brain scan looked different due to a decrease in volume in certain parts of their brain structure. They also tend to have less active brains. Criminals usually have a personality disorder where they can't show regard for right from wrong and may behave violently. Today, we can destroy tiny clusters of brain cells while leaving the surrounding tissue unharmed. We can also electrically, chemically, or magnetically stimulate various parts of the brain and note the effect.
Have you ever been falling asleep and jerked awake because you felt like you were falling? This is a feeling we can actually cause by stimulating a certain part of the brain.
As you can see, improvements in technology have positively changed how we study the brain.
With these new technologies, we've been able to learn more about the brain's functions and the behaviors it causes.
With these developments, we've been able to find more effective ways to treat brain disorders and diseases.